Most people I talk to will tell me some version of the same thing. Josh, I think I might have enough to retire, but I'm terrified I'm going to run out of money. And I get it. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. The bigger risk for a lot of you isn't running out of money, it's running out of time. I'm Josh Maley, the president of Modern Capital, where we help with everything from investment management and tax prep to retirement income and estate planning, as well as our unique performance pledge. Today, I want to give you 3 concrete signs that you actually have enough money to retire right now. Chapter 1, sign number 1. Your financial plan is trending upwards. The first sign is the one I look at before anything else. When I pull up your financial plan, is that line going up or down? Let's take a look at a hypothetical couple. He's 57, she's 51, and they're sitting on $1.5 million. They want to retire around 60. I run the plan based on what they actually want to spend, and it turns out they have projected to have somewhere around $3 million by the time they're in their late 80s or early 90s. Now, some of you think, oh, it's great, I'm leaving money to my kids. Others look at it and think, why did I work so hard just to die rich? Both reactions are legitimate depending on what your goals are. But here's what that upward trend actually tells me. You have a margin, you have a buffer, and a buffer matters more than most people realize, right? Because life is going to throw things at you. Markets drop and healthcare costs spike. A kid might need help. You need that plan to have room to absorb those hits without collapsing. Now, does that trend mean you should retire tomorrow? No. I'm not handing out green lights based on a single number, but it is sign number 1 that you're in a fundamentally sound position and the math is working in your direction. Chapter 2, sign number 2. You have actually planned for healthcare. Another sign that you're ready to retire now is if you actually have a healthcare plan. If you're 57 or 60 and you want to retire before Medicare kicks in at 65, you've got a gap. And that gap can be expensive. We're not talking a few $100s a month. I've seen couples spending $20,000 to $25,000 a year in healthcare before they turn 65. Now, there's a real strategy here, so pay attention. If you have money sitting in a brokerage account or a Roth IRA, you can manage your income in retirement in a way that keeps you under the ACA subsidy threshold. That threshold right now sits around $62,600 for a single person before you lose access to premium tax credits entirely. Below that number, your healthcare costs can look dramatically different. Pull your income up above it, and suddenly you're paying full freight. So for the couple in our hypothetical scenario, I put $25,000 a year in healthcare costs running from retirement until age 65. It's $125,000 out of pocket over 5 years, but the real cost is higher, right? Because that $125,000 would have been invested in compounding. When we run the numbers, it takes their projected ending balance from $3 million down to around $2.3 million. Still solid, but now the plan is honest. And here's what changed in 2026 that a lot of people haven't caught up to yet. The enhanced ACA subsidies that were in place from 2021 to 2025 have expired. The subsidy cliff is back. That means income management before Medicare isn't just a nice idea. It's the difference between paying $400 a month and $1,500 a month just in health insurance premiums. Medicare itself isn't free either. Part B alone runs $202 a month in 2026, up almost 10% from last year. Add Part D around $39 a month and a Medigap supplement at roughly $180 a month, and you're already looking at $420 a month just in premiums before you see a single doctor. And if your income was above $109,000 as a single or $218,000 in 2024 as married, start layering charges on top of that. The income-related monthly adjustment amount is always based on your income from 2 years ago. So sign number 2 is simple. Have you actually built this into your plan? Chapter 3, sign number 3. Your plan reflects what you actually want, not just what you can survive on. Number 3 is a bit more nuanced, but when you really think about it, I find that it really hits home for most people. I'll be working through a plan with someone and they say, yeah, $6,000 a month covers us. Okay, but then I start asking questions. Well, what about travel? Oh, we figured we'd just work that into the budget. What about the first 10 years when you still have your health and your energy and you want to actually do things? And that's when I get the long pause. Here's the thing. $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year can be totally sufficient for the basics, but that's not a retirement plan, that's a survival plan. And I don't want you surviving your retirement, I want to see you thriving. So in our hypothetical scenario, I add travel as a separate line item. Let's say $20,000 a year for the first 10 years. That's the go-go years, when you're mobile, healthy, and you want to actually use your freedom. You add that in, and projected ending balance drops from 2.3 million to around 1.3 million. Does that mean you can't retire? No. But it does mean you need to look at that number and decide if leaving that hypothetical 1.3 million to your heirs fits your goals, or if you want to make some adjustments. And here's the emotional piece I need you to sit with for a second, because this matters as much as the math. I watch people retire and be perfectly funded on paper and still feel anxious every time they spend money because the plan they built was the bare minimum version. They never gave themselves permission to spend, so they just didn't. And then they get hit with expenses they didn't expect, like healthcare premiums or a child who really needs help getting ahead, and their head spins, even though their retirement is still completely solid. And look, no retirement plan comes with a guarantee. If you went to a surgeon and they said, I guarantee you the surgery goes perfectly, you'd probably not trust them anymore. You'd trust them a little bit less. Same thing here. Markets can drop, health can change, and life comes with surprises. So the answer is not a bulletproof plan. The answer is a plan with enough margin that when life happens, you're absorbing it, not panicking, right? So remember the 3 signs. 1, your financial planning is trending upward. 2, you've actually built healthcare costs in. And 3, your plan reflects the retirement you actually want, not just the one you can survive. If all 3 of those are true, you're probably closer to ready than you think. I make these videos because I don't want you sitting on a good plan and missing the years that matter the most. If you want to sit down with our team, work through actual numbers, and build a plan that reflects what you really want in retirement, head to the link in the description and let's see if we're a fit.